Good morning, friends. Okay, if you have followed along with my college students saga, trying school far away, it not working out, getting him home, having him live with us, to try school again. Anyway, you are not going to believe what happened today. Like, just insane. So, rewind a year ago, it was final time for his first semester in college. Again, 1,000 miles away. All he needs to do is like show up for this particular class final. And I mean, had some kind of breakdown the night before. I don't think went to sleep. Not because he was studying, because honestly, he doesn't need to in this particular subject. But so really, all we needed to do was like physically get him there. I should have just been there, but I didn't know at the time like how I don't know. I just didn't know, like, because if I realized it, it probably just would have been worth it for the hours and the costs and transferring hours and all this kind of stuff, just to get him to where he's supposed to be. The plane flight would have been less expensive than what we ended up dealing with. Anyway, long story short, we involved the RA, the head of his dorm, a friend of his, the campus security, all to like just go and get him from his room or just like make sure he's awake. I mean, they can't physically make him go to his final, right? But the child is so out of it, goes to the door, tells him, oh yeah, he knows he has his final. He's about to head that way. I think just goes back to bed. Misses his final. The professor's basically like, I've had it with you. And this behavior, and like honestly, just he didn't even realize what happened. Like I don't think he could even tell you that that's what happened because he was just out of it from whatever had occurred the night before, and not sleeping or whatever. So anyway, fast forward to now. Now he's at home. Now we are getting him to school every day. It's final time again. It's the same class. He's got the final today. He's at the finish line. My husband gets him to the school about 10 minutes before his final this morning, which was at 8 a.m. The TA had sent an email to the whole group last night, like a blast email that said what room to be in. And so that was the last thing my husband told him, was which room to go to. So he goes inside, presumably goes to that room. It's not his final there. I forgot to mention the fact that he didn't have a charged phone, so we told him, go to this room, and I had said, go to the music office when you finish with your final, and call me from there, and I'll come pick you up. Well, I'll let you know exactly what time I'm coming, so that I don't have to come searching for you, or whatever. So, anyway, I guess he goes to the classroom. It's not his final, and I don't know what he did at that point. About 8:20, I think, I checked my email, and I get his alerts come to my email. So I see that at 8 a.m., the TA had sent a follow-up email blast to everyone that said, oops, the room I sent last night is not our testing room. We're in this testing room, okay? So immediately I'm like panicked, like, oh my gosh, like surely someone was standing at the door, or there was a sign or something that said like, for this particular class, you need to go to this room instead or whatever. I don't know. So I'm just hoping, praying he's there where he's supposed to be, which is now a different room. And then another email has come in since 8 o'clock. So like, all right, it's 8:20. So like 8:15, he got a direct email from, I think the TA, I can't remember if it was the TA or if it was the professor. I think it was the TA. Gets an email from the TA that says like, hey, we're in room whatever. Where are you? You need to get here. If you don't get here and take the final, there's no makeup. And, I don't know if it said you'll fail the class, but basically like you won't be able to retake it. So I see all of this at the same time. immediately, like, completely have, like, PTSD from what happened before, except for I'm not, like, that far away. I'm 20 minutes away. So I start panicking, trying to figure out what to do. I reply to the email, say, this is Buckary's mom. Please, like, he went to the room that y'all said to go to. He doesn't have a phone with him today. Please find him, get him to where he's supposed to be. And so I send that panic email, and then I call his advisor, who I've had nice conversations with. She answers the phone. I'm like, I introduce, identify myself, tell her who I am. I'm crying at this point because I'm just like, I can't believe this is actually happening to him, because this isn't his fault at all. And now he's going to have like the same thing that happened to him before, where he didn't show up for a final, but like he's there and like he has the support of his family, and to get him to where he's supposed to be. And we get him to the front door and they send him to the wrong classroom. It's just like, it's so frustrating. So anyway, I tell her what's happening, and she says, I will walk over there. Like, she's like in the building next door. I'll walk over there and I'll find him. I will get him to where he's supposed to be. Like, so kind. So, I realized that she's like on a cell, like it's ringing to her cell phone. So about 5 minutes later, I end up talking to my husband, who had like stopped to get coffee nearby. So he's like close by. So he's like, I'll just go back and I'll look for him in the building and try to get him to where he's supposed to be. And then, so like 6 minutes basically after I've realized all this is happening, I get an email back from the TA that says, he's just walked in, everything's fine, I'm so sorry, And then the professor ends up emailing a little bit later, same thing, so sorry, everything's gonna be fine, he's here. So, anyway, that's it. He's in his final now. I haven't heard from him. I did ask them that they give him enough time and like don't rush him. He wouldn't normally need the full 2 hours, but since it is like it's an oral skills class, so they listen to things together. So I just want to make sure that he has an opportunity to go back and do whatever he needs to do. That may have been presented in that first 30 minutes during our panic time. I know we're not alone. We're not alone. Like, we're not the only people that go through this stuff. It just feels like we're constantly under attack. And like, even when we have like all the resources and all the supports in place, like stuff like this happens. And it's just so frustrating because, obviously there would have been an appeal to be able to make, because they sent the wrong classroom was sent out. And he can't be expected to like know that or be punished if they sent out the wrong information. It didn't happen, so it worked out where he is where he's supposed to be. But I just have one more. We have one more final next week, early next week. So my prayer is that will go off without a hitch. Hopefully, he will know which classroom to go to. They'll send out the right information. He'll go and he'll take it and he'll do well. And then he'll be done with his semester. And I mean, overall, it's been way better having him home as far as how he's doing with school. It's still really challenging. We haven't, he hasn't like made a lot of friends here yet, or really engaged with like the community. Now he's part of a group that meets regularly on Wednesdays, and they do like social things and study the Bible together and have worship night and eat together and go bowling and stuff like that. That's one night a week, and then they sometimes do other things. So that's been really good. But as far as like engaging with other musicians and people in the music department, he's not there yet. And he usually connects pretty well with those people. At least he did in high school and also at Belmont. So I'm just hoping that'll happen, because I think that's like the next step in him being successful and kind of growing up a little bit more. Anyway, sorry for the long message and video, but I just felt like I needed to talk to somebody and share what was going on, because I know that these challenges happen with every college kid, even if they don't have special needs like mine. Anyway, have a great day.